Hello friends, welcome to this channel. In this video tutorial, till the end we will understand what is double fertilization and how the development of embryo occurs after fertilization. So the post fertilization events. Okay, so in the previous class we have learnt about the pollen pistil interaction and pollination. So as a result of pollination, what will happen? Pollination means we know that it is the transfer of the male pronuclei or the pollen grain to the female reproductive part of another flower. That is pollination. So it is done with the help of the different pollinating agents. Different pollinating agents or pollinators, we know about that, and these are of two different types as we have discussed it, biotic and biotic. So the living agents and the non-living agents. Okay, so we know this. So after pollination, what will happen? The mature pollen grain travels with the help of any pollinating agents to the stigma of another flower. So if this is the stigma of another flower, this is the stigma, style, and this is the ovary. Then this pollen grain travels and reaches the surface of the stigma, and there the pollen pistil interaction occur, that we call the pollen pistil interaction. Pollen grain interact with the pistil. Pistil means the female reproductive part, pollen grain is the male reproductive part, means it carries the male pronuclei, and the pollen grain is present inside the anther, and anther is the male reproductive part. So the pollen grain matures and the anther burst, the pollen grain comes out, and with the help of the pollinating agent it comes in contact with the pistil or stigma of another flower. This is the female reproductive part having the stigma, style, and ovary, as we have discussed in detail about these. So stigma, style, and ovary. So this is the interaction between the pollen grain and the pistil. The pistil means here stigma, style, ovary all together. That is the gynoecium or the female reproductive part. So pollen and pistil interacts with one another. When the pistil identifies that the pollen grain is of the same species, it allows it to come forming the pollen tube. It will form the pollen tube, and gradually the tube penetrates inside the loose tissue of the style to reach the ovule. Okay, and inside the ovule the fertilization occurs. Let me briefly discuss about the fertilization again. So the fertilization takes place inside the ovary in the female reproductive part. The fertilization here is popularly known as what? We have already discussed about that. That is the double fertilization. Why it is double fertilization? Because fertilization occurs twice, as the pollen grain contains two male pronuclei. They migrate through the pollen tube to reach the ovule, where one male pronuclei fuses with the female pronuclei to form the zygote. The zygote is formed as a result of fusion between the male nuclei and the female nuclei. So this fusion is known as syngamy. It is known as syngamy. Okay, so it results in the formation of a diploid zygote. The zygote is diploid. So what about the other male pronuclei? The other one other male pronuclei fuses with what? The polar nuclei. Okay, it fuses with the polar nuclei. Fuses with the polar nuclei. The polar nuclei are having 2n number of chromosomes because the polar cell has 2 nucleus but a single cell. So now it is 2n and the male pronuclei is haploid having n number of chromosomes. So the fusion between these two leads to the primary endosperm nucleus. Primary endosperm nucleus. Primary endosperm nucleus is produced as a result of this. So the two polar nuclei located inside the ovule are fused with the male pronuclei. Okay, so it is the primary endosperm nucleus which is formed as a result of this fusion is it forms a triploid structure 3n. Why? Because n comes from the male pronuclei, 2n from the polar nuclei. That is why it is called triple fusion. We call it triple fusion. This one is syngamy and this one is triple fusion. So there are 2 fusions in this case. That is why as fertilization occurs twice, once between the male pronuclei and the female pronuclei and once between the male pronuclei and the polar nuclei, the diploid polar nuclei. That is why this type of fertilization is known as double fertilization, and this fusion is known as triple fusion because here 3 nuclei fuses with one another forming a triploid structure, that is the primary endosperm nucleus. Clear? So this is the event of fertilization. After fertilization, after the formation of zygote, what will happen? After the formation of zygote, what are the various events that occur in the ovary? Let's discuss in the post fertilization events. So what are the different post fertilization structures and post fertilization events? Okay, after fertilization what will happen? This is the post fertilization events. What are the different events occurs after fertilization? The events include the events of endosperm and embryo development. The endosperm is formed, so the endosperm will develop, and along with the endosperm development, the embryo will also develop. Embryo will also develop. So the development of these two, endosperm and embryo, takes place. So maturation of ovules leads into formation of seeds. Ovules form seed. After the maturation, ovules become seeds. Okay. Likewise, ovary becomes the fruit. Ovary develops into fruit. Ovules develop into seeds, and these are collectively these various events: the development of endosperm, embryo, ovule into seed, formation of fruits from the ovary. All these makes the post fertilization events. All these known as, all the events occurs like the development of endosperm, development of embryo, formation of seeds from the ovule, formation of fruits from the ovary, all together are in the post fertilization events. So first we will discuss about the endosperm. So endosperm development precedes embryo development. After the endosperm is fully developed, then only the development of embryo will start. Without the proper development, without the well development or full development of endosperm, the embryo development cannot occur. Okay, why? Because the development of embryo depends on the development of endosperm. The primary endosperm cells divide repeatedly to form triploid endosperm tissue. So primary endosperm divides repeatedly to form triploid endosperm tissue. Triploid endosperm tissue. Cells of this tissue are filled with reserve food substances. Reserved food substances or nutrients. We can say nutrients. This triploid endosperm tissue contains nutrients or reserve food materials, and they are used. These reserved food substances or nutrients are used for embryo development. So the development of embryo can only occur after the development of endosperm, because the primary endosperm repeatedly divide to form the triploid endosperm tissue, and this triploid endosperm tissue contains all the reserved food materials, all the nutrients that is necessary for the proper development of the embryo. So the development of embryo depends on the nutrients that is reserved in the endosperm. Clear? So the endosperm may either be completely consumed during the development of the embryo development. During the development of embryo, proper development, the endosperm, which contains the nutrients or the reserved food material, may completely consumed by the embryo during its development, or sometimes remains. So complete consume of the nutrients occurs in case of the pea, groundnut, beans, etc. In case of pea, groundnut, and we can also say the beans. Beans are the examples of the fruits or the development of embryo. During these plants consume all the nutrients or reserved food which was stored in the endosperm or the triploid endosperm tissue, and sometimes it may not be consumed, and the reserved food is present, and that is the example we can take coconut. Coconut is the example of the fruit where the reserved food or the nutrients stored in the triploid endosperm tissue are not completely consumed. Okay, so now we will go for the detailed development of embryo and what are the different stages through which the embryo development occurs. So let's move on to the embryo development. So it is a very important event of after fertilization. So it is the important event of post fertilization. Okay, so development of embryo development. How the development of embryo occurs? Remember, this embryo develops at micropylar end of embryo sac. At the micropylar end of embryo sac. Micropylar end of embryo sac, as the most of the zygote divide after certain amount of endosperm is formed. After the endosperm is formed, then only after the endosperm is formed, after certain amount of endosperm is formed, then only the zygote starts to divide. Why? Because the development of zygote into embryo needs certain amount of nutrition or the nutrients or the reserved food which is supplied by the endosperm. Okay, so after a certain amount of endosperm is formed, then only the zygote starts its division or starts to divide. This is adaptation. This is a type of adaptation. What kind of adaptation? In order to assure that there will not be any failure in the development of the zygote, or there is sufficient amount of nutrients present in the endosperm in order to provide to the zygote during its development to form the embryo. So it is an adaptation to assure the supply of nutrients to developing embryo. Okay, it will assure the supply of nutrients to the developing embryo. So let's discuss about the early stages of embryo development, which is called embryogeny. Remember, it is the early stages of embryo development, which is known as the embryogeny. Okay, so embryogeny, it is similar in both monocotyledon and dicotyledons. So it is same or similar in case of monocots and dicots. Monocot and dicot plants. Monocot means the cotyledons are not into, only single cotyledon is there during the development of plant, and dicots, in case of dicot plants, two cotyledons are present during the formation of the plant, during sprouting of the seed. So the zygote develops into pre-embryo. The zygote divides and develops into pre-embryo. Pre-embryo means embryo is not fully formed. It is the primitive stage of embryo. The division of zygote starts to form the pre-embryo, which then forms the globular form. It becomes globular. Then it develops a structure, so it is heart-shaped. So it is called heart-shaped structure, and after globular becomes heart-shaped, and finally mature embryo is formed. Okay, so this is the process through which the zygote have to travel. The zygote divides and becomes pre-embryo, then it forms a globular structure, then heart-shaped structure, then finally it reaches its mature structure, or the mature embryo is formed finally. So let's see how these different structures look like. So how these zygote develop into pre-embryonic stage, then globular, then heart-shaped, and then mature embryo. So we can draw a diagram to show these different stages so that it will be easier to understand. So this is the diagram that shows the different stages of the embryo development. So how embryo is formed from a single celled zygote. So the zygote is formed as a result of the fusion or syngamy between the male pronuclei and the female pronuclei, after the formation of this zygote, this is the zygote here we can see. So this is the structure of the ovule, this is the pen, the cell which is having 3n number of chromosomes. Okay, so it is the result of the triple fusion. Okay, so this cell will provide the nutrients or the reserved food material for the development of the zygote for the formation of the embryo. During the development, the pen will provide all the nutrients, the primary endosperm nucleus. This primary endosperm nucleus provides the nutrients. The synergids that present here with the egg cells in the structure of ovule. The egg cell has received one male pronucleus to form the zygote. Now the synergids starts to degenerate. The synergids has no any work now, they starts to degenerate, and the zygote becomes a larger cell, and it is the result of the syngamy fusion between male pronuclei and the egg cell. Here the polar nuclei fuses with the male pronuclei to forms this pen, okay, or the primary endosperm nucleus. Here the antipodal cells are also started degenerating. They also degenerate. Okay, the antipodals and synergids. Now this thing, that is the zygote, the diploid cell. From this single diploid cell, the formation of embryo starts and the plant starts to grow. So the zygote divides, forming many cells. Then it reaches the globular embryonic stage. As I have told you before, it will reach the globular stage, the pre-embryonic stage. So in the globular stage, why it is called globular embryo? Because it contains a mass of cell which looks like a sphere. Then it develops into a heart-shaped structure. Here you can see easily, this is the suspensor, the line of cells, and this structure forms a heart shape, the shape of a heart. So it is called the heart-shaped embryo. Now after the formation of heart-shaped embryo, it again undergoes some modifications that finally gives a mature embryo. So this is the structure of the mature embryo. It is the mature embryo in which we can see the radicle, the suspensor, two cotyledons, because we are talking about the dicots. We are talking about the dicots or dicotyledonic plants, the plant having two cotyledons, and this is the plumule. So the plumule is the depression in between the two cotyledons. Clear? So this is the way how the single celled zygote develops into a mature embryo. So in the next class we will go in detail about these structures, and we will discuss about the different parts of the mature embryo in case of the dicots and in case of the monocots. So this is all about the pre-fertilization events we have discussed first, where the transformation of formation of gametes or gamete formation, then its transfer, that is pollination. Then we studied about the fertilization, where we discussed about the double fertilization and triple fusion, how the endosperm nucleus is formed and how the zygote is formed as a result of fusion, that is double fertilization. And after double fertilization, the embryo development occurs, which is the event of post fertilization. So embryo development occurs only after successful fertilization or fusion or syngamy. So after the formation of zygote, the single cell continues to divide repeatedly, forming different stages to reach the mature embryo. So the zygote divides and forms a pre-embryonic structure which changes its structure from globular to heart-shaped and finally forms a mature embryo. So this is having two cotyledons. So this is a dicot plant. Okay. So this is the whole process how the embryo is formed in a plant and how the different ovule changes to seeds and the ovary changes to fruit. We will discuss in detail in the next class. So in the next class we will learn about the development of embryo, the different parts of the embryo of dicots and monocots, and further we will discuss about the structure of the seeds. So this is all in this video tutorial. If you have any doubts from this part or the previous parts like the pollination or that may be the microsporogenesis or megasporogenesis, you can comment below so that I will make clear your doubts in the next class. We will also discuss the different important questions from this chapter, the reproduction in flowering plants, so that it will be easier for you to understand, and this chapter is very important in the view of examination. Okay, so for your 12th board as well as for different medical entrance examinations, this chapter has a great weightage. So focus on this chapter, go line by line, because these all diagrams are exactly copied from the NCERT. So most of the questions comes from NCERT or NCERT based. Okay, so go through these diagrams, go line by line through NCERT, prepare your notes from this video tutorial, and if you like this video, please hit the like button so that it will encourage me to make more videos for you. Thank you very much. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe. Thank you.